I was always the unplanned child, but I didn't know my parents had been preparing for my absence. When I was growing up, my parents told the unplanned story like it was a cute family joke. Dad would grin and say I showed up early, like a surprise guest. Mom would add gently that surprises could still be loved. Everyone laughed, and I laughed too, because that's what you do when you're 13 and you want the room to stay warm. The older I got, the less funny it felt. It wasn't just the way they introduced me. This is our youngest. Then hurried the conversation toward my brother's awards. It was the way birthdays were handled with precision, like a task. It was the way my parents kept an important documents binder locked in their closet, even though we lived in a neighborhood where nobody locked anything. Then, a month after I moved back home to save money, I found my name already printed on labels. I wasn't snooping. I was looking for tape. The hall closet was crammed with plastic bins, all identical, all stacked in neat towers. Each one had a white label with black text. Kitchen, winter clothes, tools, donate. And then I saw it. My name. Personal effects. My throat tightened. I pulled the bin forward. It was sealed with careful strips of tape, the ends folded into tidy tabs like someone expected it to be opened quickly. Inside were things I recognized. My childhood blanket, my school photos, the bracelet my best friend gave me before she moved away. But there were things I didn't recognize too. Documents in a manila envelope, a spare set of keys, and a small velvet pouch with my birthstone necklace that I thought was lost years ago. On top sat a folded letter with my name written in my mother's handwriting. Not to my child, not for someday. Just my name. Like a label. My hands shook as I unfolded it. It wasn't sentimental. It was instructions. A list of phone numbers, a bank branch location, a code word underlined twice. And at the bottom, in the same tidy script, a sentence that made my stomach drop. If you are reading this, it means we didn't stop it in time. I heard the floor creak behind me and turned so fast the paper tore slightly in my grip. My mother stood in the doorway, still in her work clothes, her face caught between surprise and resignation. You weren't supposed to find that yet, she said softly. Yet? My voice came out thin. What is this? She took a slow breath, like she'd rehearsed it, like she'd waited for a moment to become unavoidable. You've always been special, she murmured, not in the way people mean it when they're trying to be kind. I stared at the bins around me, suddenly seeing them as something else. Not storage, not organization. Preparation. Preparing for what? I asked. My mother's eyes flicked past my shoulder toward the stairs leading up to my father's office. Then she looked back at me and her voice dropped into something close to a whisper. For the day you remember why you were never meant to stay.